Welcome back to Beers with Peers. I'm your host, Sandia. Today's guest is a woman of many talents. You can catch her in many projects, which include, but not limited to, Jerusafunk, Desert Breath, Little Chef Klezmer Band, and the Cabaret Orchestra, and much more. Please welcome to the show, Jessie.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
What's up?
Are you a beer drinker?
Absolutely.
Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
skipped it.
House rules.
Oh, fuck.
Crispy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like them.
Shiner Bock.
That's good.
Just kidding. Can't say beer names.
Can we say beer names? Can we say beer names? I think it's fine.
Hell yeah.
As I kind of mentioned in the intro, you were in a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Which is insane, by the way. I'm like, so how do you manage all that?
Just it's getting harder and harder as I get older. I'm pretty disorganized, but started depending on a calendar.
Calendars really help.
Calendars help.
Can you kind of name each project you're in and a brief description?
I'll go reverse of what you said. Cabaret Orchestra, I was invited to start working with them about 2 seasons ago, and it's under the direction of Chris Norby. He's an Irish composer arranger, and he puts on a really awesome Halloween show every year. And we're mostly doing film scores that are on the spooky B-roll type stuff, but we do a lot of horror movie scores, but currently we are in a project where we're doing the music of Wes Anderson. Then we have Little Chef Klezmer Band. I joined just about the same time. My friend Max Schwimmer, the director of that group, just came back from East Coast. I think he was living in Connecticut and came back to his hometown and wanted to start a Klezmer band. Knew that I was in J-Funk and started, probing me about what's going on in the klezmer scene. Is there a klezmer scene? Is there what are we going to do with that? And I enthusiastically joined that group as soon as he was ready. We have Desert Breath. That is, I say we because it's just a project where I invite new people that I have never performed with or have performed with in the past, but every single performance is completely different.
Oh.
So it's a very spontaneous project where I get some new people together, some who have never improvised, some that have in the past. We run some sketches, some ideas, we perform it, and then it's done.
That's completely new each time.
Yeah. So it leans on the ambient side, improvised ambient music, and completely spontaneous, one-of-a-kind performances every single time. And it's really special. It's a way for me to connect with musicians that we all don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm in 4 projects, and almost all of my friends that are musicians are also in so many projects.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time to really dig deep into, commitments of new ensembles or new things. So this is a way for me to connect with people that I've always dreamed of playing with.
Work with them and then...
And then it's very low commitment. We just get together, one rehearsal. I usually tape it and then release, 5 one-off tapes of our rehearsal. And then and then we do the performance, and then we're hey, bye. I've had some people repeat, and that's always exciting. When there are new people that have never improvised before, I usually get them into a larger ensemble. Sometimes it's just one or a duet, but sometimes it's 5 or even 18
Oh, wow.
people.
Okay.
And that's when I like to invite people that are kind of new to improvising, so that they have more people to support them and
so they don't feel as alienated.
What do you want me to play? And then J-Funk, we've had Chris and I met in Flagstaff, and we've been basically kind of building and exploring J-Funk for a long time, since 2010.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's gone through a lot of different, iterations of it, where sometimes it started out as a trio, developed into a quintet. Chris and I moved away for a while. And then when we came back, it turned into a 9-piece orchestra with a full horn section and rhythm section. And
how's it kind of look now?
A little bit slimmer, and it's kind of working out for us. It's
Oh, that's
great.
good.
Yeah. Five people.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a lot
That's,
easier.
yeah, that's a lot easier to manage, especially with time.
Yeah, when we were in our 20s and just like fucking anybody can come in. Anybody can join this group, and if you can hang on these, if you can read a little bit of music, it's just come on in. And we would do six horn players on a show. It was very DIY, but everybody that we worked with was, music literate, pretty virtuosic on their instrument, could hold their own. So it's always been a pleasure, like, working with the different, what's the right word that I'm looking for? Like, evolutions.
Got you.
Evolutions of Jerusalem.
Yeah, because that's a lot. I mean, you change basically the whole band in a way.
We've definitely, especially in our 20s, when it's like such a transient time when you're in your 20s. So, we'll have this trombonist and then they'll move, or we'll have this bassist and then, stuff falls apart and then we get a new bassist. So I think the band has like turned over on itself like solidly at least once, but the core is still there. Actually, it's like obviously Chris and me.
Yeah.
And then our actually, you guys met him earlier, Fox.
Oh yeah.
With the dog. Yeah, he's we actually dated in college.
Oh wow.
And then years and years went by. We had like tons of saxophonists before that, and then when Fox moved back to Phoenix, we were like,
hey.
time has passed. You down to join this band?
Awkwardness is not there
The
anymore.
awkwardness was not there anymore, and he was like, of course I want to be in this band. So our dear friend Spencer, he still plays with us sometimes, but he was one of the OG members, and he's out in Tempe. He's still like, he's still laying it down. We're still good friends. So the core is still there. Jeremy on the drums. He's been with us since 2015, so almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So. And I'm 37, so since basically I was 27, that's when everything started regulating and kind of
clicking.
Yeah, where nobody's like moving away now, and
it's like everyone's pretty stationed now.
Yeah, exactly.
So Desert Breath is sort of like is it more of a solo project, you think, since you have different people coming in? Because you're the like basically the single person that's like, people keep changing, but you're like the one person that's always in it.
Yeah, I'm just the one consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking to do more of a director role at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, I've thought about these other concepts of installations, like sound installations that I want to do. I follow Heavy Studio Simon, and he just puts together these ambient. He uses little motors.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
No.
That pop up anywhere for you? It's like he'll fill a whole room with cardboard boxes, and with these motors he'll just like have all of these little like tapping
around,
all these motors like tapping around, and it gives like this amazing ambient surround sound effect.
Yeah, because
that's where I want it to go, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a solo project. It's an amorphous project.
It's always changing. And then you recently performed at Phoenix Amplified. How was the performance there?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was great. We performed with Sun Trio and J-Funk in the past. This year was it was just a really special year. Like, the lineup was incredible. It was almost, at a couple points, it was like so much, because everybody that was playing, I was like, I love all these people. And it basically got the whole curated like music scene of Phoenix into one space. So it was a little overwhelming at points, because I'm just like, I just said hi like 70 times
to all these people.
Yeah.
But like, my social battery is dead.
Yeah, my social battery was definitely dead. I recharged all Sunday.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah, but it's always a special event. I hope Phoenix Art Museum keeps getting to do it, because I don't know, it was just like an explosion. I saw all of this art that I go through the main halls. I don't know, you go to the you go to the art museum, you see that art and those installations, but then all of a sudden there's all this music happening with it.
It changes
and And it was amazing. Everybody just kind of like sat around or was just like walking around, checking out the art. And Jordan and I were playing off of each other, playing off of like what we were seeing. It was really powerful.
That's always good.
Yeah, Phoenix Art Museum is great. And I'm going to be doing like bass clarinet with a modular synth performance at Oh My Ears with Desert Breath, and that's going to be in March.
So, speaking of clarinet, you're a self-proclaimed clarinetist. Is this something that, is the instrument like you kind of chose or ended up kind of like falling on you more?
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's one of those, I don't know, did you ever play instruments?
Yes, I played a little bit guitar, a little drums, and...
Did you get sucked into band with drums?
No, I didn't play, no, I wasn't in band, I was in choir.
Oh, you were in choir?
I was in choir.
Okay, so you might know that, you know, you have to do that like audition where you're like, do you have a fucking voice?
You're either
where's your voice at?
Yeah, or what tone are you in? Are you a bass?
Are you a bass or a tenor?
And a baritone? Yeah.
It feels almost like Harry Potter-ish.
It really does. You gotta go to this house now.
Exactly. Like this hat just like chose that you're a tenor. It's not exactly like that. There's not that much magic or whatever wizardry involved with it. But it is sort of like, yeah, you're a clarinetist. Hey, okay, you're in the clarinet house.
So kind of sort of fell on you?
Yeah, in a way. I wanted to play saxophone.
Can you play saxophone? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. And did you go to school for music?
Yeah. I was like immediately into the cult of band from like 5th grade. It was like where I felt like so, you know, just like so, I just immediately was just involved with everything, and it felt like a really untouchable, like divine place where, do you ever get into something where you just start liking it and then all of a sudden everything kind of just works itself out, and it's like a power path where nothing you do can go wrong? It was like
sort of.
I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of I just feel like everything just fell into place. Like I was given leadership roles. I was having a lot of confidence because I was getting better at it. It was challenging at times, but not enough to like totally break my stride. So it was like, you know, by 7th grade, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to be a band teacher. Yeah. And then I went to NAU. Shit got a little heavy. It was it was a weird time up there. I ended up not finishing like my music education degree, but I did music performance and I did a minor in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. And almost finished like a forestry minor and an art minor and art education minor, and I was in Flagstaff.
Yeah, I might as well take all these.
Yeah, my brain was in an interesting place. As soon as I left and I was up in Flagstaff, no holding back.
I was going to say nothing holding you back.
Yeah, I was in my own little microcosm of like band nerdom, you know, like I was a drum major.
You're a drum major?
And that's how I already saw the cue to drink. I'm so well behaved.
The aggressive cue card that we have.
You should have seen his face.
Is he just like...
He didn't even get to show me. He had a knife. It's not a cue card, it's a knife.
We're not that kind of production, I swear. We just pulled knives out.
Help me. Help. Send help.
The thing.
I don't know. 911. I'm just kidding.
We're in your house.
Shut up. I'm not supposed to know that yet. That's funny. Yeah, anyway. Long story short, I went to NAU. Yeah, hated the education program. Sorry, NAU. You're cool. I suffered a lot of trauma from the education department.
Like, NAU, you fucking up.
But I made it. I made it through. Spanish department, fucking tight. It was great.
Speaking of education, you taught recently during COVID, like band like elementary school.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
How was it?
Hopefully some of my students are watching. What's up, guys? It's me again
It's
on the
me.
screen.
I'm back again. you thought you saw the last of me. Well, not there.
Not there anymore. I'm
here
drinking
now.
a beer. It probably would have gotten a lot better if I could have a beer.
Don't watch this, kids.
I'm not teaching anymore, so they can't touch me. But I might not ever make it past the interview process again.
Well,
It was a trip.
we are finished with our beers. Let's see what it is. I love this can. I love
Oh,
this
wait, no,
can.
okay. It's giving, okay. It's giving Yes We Can, but it's also giving The Godfather.
It's very, very Italian.
But it's the
Paperback.
colors.
It's capace. It's 5 point. It is Italian. It is Italian. It's Italian
Capiche.
style.
Capiche.
5.5.
Do you understand? Do you understand? The wood's coming out of my mouth. Capiche? But you're not supposed to say it like that. That's like the rude way to say it.
Capiche?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Capito.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's like the usted. Capiche is like talking down.
There's something like capiche. It sounds aggressive. Like an aggressive.
Even in it's like the two version of
That's
in
true.
Spanish. It'd be like entiendes instead of entiende. Yeah.
So we're filming in your house.
Yeah, this is my house.
So not only is it your home, it's also sometimes a temporary residence for artists, but
Yeah.
also a venue and a rehearsal space. How is it like juggling all of that in your living environment?
If you have the privilege to own a space, you should be able to, to share it. I've hosted, days when we're supposed to be boycotting. It's like, please come into my home. Like, if you are going to be like out meals that day that you're boycotting, like come over, I will feed you. Or like shows. I always wanted to like move. Chris and I were pretty nomadic in our 20s, but I'm really becoming rooted in Phoenix as I get older because I'm feeling this urge to use my power and privilege to like give back to the DIY scene because it's what raised me.
Yeah.
It's what kept me out of trouble. I like using my house for that. It's a big enough space and we have a lot of gear, so bands can come in here. And Chris and I have met in the middle. We're now like just living here alone. But my childhood bedroom, my baby bassinet room has been inhabited by members of J-Funk, members of like Spicy Mayo, Los Espliffs, jazz musicians.
Everyone's lived here.
A lot of people have fucking lived here over the years, yeah.
So not only is your house a venue, a rehearsal space, and sometimes a temporary housing, it's also a garden a lot of times. You have a huge green thumb.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been into gardening for?
My whole life. It's kind of my mom is from Iowa and she wasn't disowned, but like she ran away from like the farming life, came to urban Phoenix and then married my father, and he is the one who got me into gardening and then ultimately farming. On top of like being a musician, I work for Blue Sky Organic Farms, and it's taught me a lot, but that's only recent history. My dad, he bought this like quarter plot and we started a garden, just orchard almost. So we had chickens, fruit trees, lots of like vegetable gardens, and citrus orchard.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like from that age.
And
basically.
then you do like a farmer's market too, don't you?
Yeah, I'm the market manager for Blue Sky. I started there on a whim. It was a call out by my friend Joe on Facebook, and he was like, I need somebody to help me just this Saturday if you can. I don't have anybody to help me. And that was like 9 years ago. And I've been working for Blue Sky ever since. David and Sarah, they run the best organic local farm. It's out in Litchfield Park, just past the 303 in Litchfield Park.
Okay.
And they've got goats and chickens. David is a savant farmer, and I've learned so much about the politics and the ins and outs of organic farming in Arizona. Oh yeah, there's politics.
I was like,
you need a new rabbit hole. Well, it's the urban sprawl. like just a mile from here, it used to be the Pope Lime Company citrus orchards. It started like from the very beginning of Phoenix. Like one of our C's is citrus. So this was an immaculate place to grow citrus. We already had a canal system, thank you to like the indigenous peoples, the Peepash and Navajo nations and everybody who actually worked hand by hand, mile by mile, cutting through and creating the canal systems that feeds Phoenix. It was just the perfect place to start agriculture. But it was also a really amazing place to live. It was flat, easy to develop.
Yeah.
And we ran into that with Blue Sky Organic Farms. We were renting from dairy for so long, and when the matriarch died, they up and sold everything to Fulton Homes. So there's like major politics in like the private land and the value of it to be not food, but homes.
Yeah.
Tying it back into the housing crisis that we're in right now. It's just, there's a lot of politics in it, but...
There's a rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, just look up how many farms have been pushed out. How many farms there used to be in Phoenix.
So not only are you a founder member of Jerusafunk, but you are also the person who makes the merch. You make things like as regular as t-shirts, beanies, to as much unique items like tambourines and short shorts.
Yeah.
The booty shorts. Is this something that kind of fell
the
upon
booty
you?
Shorts.
Is it something that kind of fell upon you, or something you kind of chose to do?
Yeah, I think it's super fun. And because of like the age of streaming coming along, it's become like surprisingly a huge place for musicians to find their income.
Yeah.
The merch is important. As inclusivity goes, I think it's really important for musicians to have really high price items as well as really low price items, or like passable free things. So I was really never into like entrepreneurship, and I remember the age of like artists and rappers becoming more of like a brand. As like a young punk anarchist, I would tear brands off of my clothes because I wanted to be completely brandless. I didn't want to be like a walking billboard. And so it kind of like flipped 180 in a weird way where like I was really into figuring out how to make like higher price items equate and cover the cost of like lower price items, so like I could just hand stickers out at shows and not even charge like $1 for them, but then also have like a $25 booty shorts and really unique items. My mom and I do a lot of embroidering. She has 2 professional embroidery machines.
Wow.
It's all pretty much DIY. We ran the booty shorts, the more colorful shirts, decals, and the whole album through Grand Ave Records. Coco, he has a brand called the Merch Pro, and he is the Merch Pro. He can get you anything. On top of that, he did the tambourines and the kazoos.
Oh, you did kazoos too?
Yeah, and the kazoos were way more. It spawned a whole side project called Kazoosafunk. We got a few kazoos out into the scene, and my buddy Jessie, she was like, "You guys should start a band called Kazoosafunk," and it's just like J-Funk songs, but it's all on kazoo, and we got to do it on New Year's Eve for 2020 and entering into 2023. And so like the merch became like part of the whole thing. And on top of that, we all wear costumes. I don't know if you've seen us live, but like we dress up, and retired costumes go into the Jerusa trunk, and everything's $5 and under. Pay whatever you want, and you can like buy used crazy spandex, silk shirts. Yeah, so I think it is also it all kind of like boils down to like DIY. My mom used to make my own all my clothes, all my Halloween costumes. We were very creative and our wares and such. So and I really encourage a lot of bands to strike their, to make their mark for their merchandise, because unique items tend to do super well surprisingly. I know they're like harder to, you're like, oh, what is anybody gonna buy the kazoo with your name on it? And the answer is yeah.
Make
because
the kazoos.
They have t-shirts. I have a whole drawer of black band t-shirts and I wear them incessantly, but there comes a point where the kazoo is on the table and you don't have the band kazoo. You don't just have that kazoo in your fanny pack at a party ready to go. So you're gonna buy the kazoo. Yeah, I also, we're huge audiophiles, so I recommend putting in the money to get your shit lathed, get it printed on vinyl. If you're really proud of the album, the overhead is totally worth it because, I have a Spotify account, but fuck Spotify, like fuck the streaming shit because it doesn't pay us anything.
That pays nothing.
Yeah. And you can have that, but if you're gonna have that, also support your local bands on Bandcamp. I'm talking to listeners now, like support on Bandcamp, buy the merch at the show, or like we're having a merch market, so like buy, look around your city and see if there's like a band only merch market. It kind of ties in, I think it's like years of working at the farmer's market that gets me going about like, oh man, all these like pop-up markets of vintage stuff and resale stuff. Agriculture is super important to support all of your, it's important to support your like ceramicists, your local ceramicists, but like support the local musicians too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that idea started sparking in my head with all of this inventory of merch that I've created. Like, I want another place to sell it. So we're having a merch market in March.
In March.
Merch market in March.
Merch market in March.
Merch market in March.
It rhymes.
It's hard to say.
Merch market in March. So you recently performed with the Cabaret Orchestra. For Sonora Dispatch, which is a play, like you said, on the French Dispatch by Wes Anderson. All Wes Anderson scores.
Underrated movie.
Underrated movie. How was the performance of the Van Buren?
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. We had a lot of musicians that aren't part of like the core cabaret. Like we had Jacob Adler on cymbalum. It's like a hammered dulcimer. Yeah. Because a lot of the music in the Grand Budapest Hotel includes that instrument, and because it's part soundtrack, part score, we have the orchestra, but then we also invited a lot of our powerhouses like Mario and Michele, Alex Oliverio on guitar, Bailey Zick, who's in J-Funk and Troubadours, and he's in a million bands, but he's like the perfect guy to go from upright bass for the scores and then electric bass for all of the Kinks and Zombies and French pop yaya music that Wes Anderson tends to like, lean towards. Yeah. So it is so special. More than like playing at the Van Buren, it's just like there's so much chemistry within the band.
Yeah, that's always good. Doing. And then you're coming up on a concert too in Tucson, right?
So yeah, we had really good success at the Van Buren, and we're gonna be playing at Rialto on the 18th.
I love
it's a matinee.
I love Rialto.
I do too.
It's such a great fucking place.
I have a lot of history with the Rialto. And not playing there a lot. This is actually going to be my debut performance at the Rialto. But I've been going to the Rialto since I was able to drive myself to the Rialto.
So go to Tucson?
Yeah, until I had a car that could get me to the Rialto, I was starting to go. I saw the Shins there. I saw of Montreal there, the Red Brandheart, Fiery Furnaces, like all these like very... life-changing shows.
At the Rialto.
That's
good that you're playing there now, though.
Yeah, it's coming full circle. I get to play there with Pajama Piyama too. I gotta shout out to Pajama Piyama too, because I'm an auxiliary member of the group, and we're gonna be announcing a show at the Rialto, opening up for a group.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's been really cool working with them too. Like the Pajama Piyama crew is something special.
And then you also recently worked with Proteins too, helping produce their last album.
Oh yeah. Oracle.
How was that experience of like working with them? I know they're like a big Phoenix local band, obviously.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them live and they were amazing.
I know. We need to get Andy back. Andy Phipps. We need to actually perform the album live someday. It's like one of those albums that are going to be legendary where we produced the album down at Rancho Linda Vista in Oracle. And then Andy moved to Seattle.
You're lying.
And his fandom is huge. And you just look at the last post on the Proteins page. It's like, here's the album. They're like, when are you coming to play it live?
So are you gonna play the album?
When's the tour, bro? And it's just like nothing.
It's like we're not playing.
It's legendary. It was so fun because the Proteins used to practice here. The Proteins. Proteins used to practice here when they were in their, when it was like their heyday of like performing out.
Yeah.
And, dude, it was just incredible. Andy pumps out songs so well. He has it in a different part of his brain where I wish I could access the creativity where he just like pumps out a song and it's already there. It's like magic. Some of the songs we were just putting them together down in Oracle.
You're just like, you already have this down?
So he came up, he had pretty much the whole album done. We had 2 or 3 rehearsals at the house here and then went down to Oracle and pieced it together. I was on bass clarinet for most of it, and I also played flute. And sounds for the electric toothbrush. That's me on the flute.
That's you on the flute.
Yeah, the album was called Dentistry, and a lot of the songs tie into this. I don't want to give away like the myth, but Andy may be getting into dental school.
Huge jump.
Fake news. It was fake news.
Fake news. It's not real. We don't know what you're talking about. It's not a real thing. No one's going to dentistry at all.
Yeah, and it was weird how it tied into Cabaret. The album art is a vintage dentist chair in a recording studio with all these mics pointed at it.
Huh.
But it was because I was at Cabaret I think on Saturday, and we rehearsed at oh my gosh, I almost said Way Cool Hair. Hair Pollution, same guys. I'm pretty sure it's still Tad, but they're Hair Pollution now on McDowell. It was at the end of the rehearsal, and Tad was like, "Does anybody want this dentist chair?" And we're like, all just like kind of breaking and like taking a soft 5, and I was like, yeah,
I'll take it.
I want that fucking dentist chair.
That's such a weird thing to give out.
And I was going to Oracle.
So you took it
within an hour after rehearsal. So, and the album, I already knew the concept was dentistry, so I was like, oh fuck yeah, okay, I want that dentist chair. He was just giving it away. It weighed 2 tons. But with everybody that was involved, we got it into the back of into the Jerusa van, and I pulled it down to Oracle, and I was like, do you guys like this? Do you want this in the album? And they're like, yeah. A dental chair.
A dental chair.
Incredible. And
it's such a random find that worked.
But it wasn't random.
It wasn't.
It was like
it might have not been.
And what they wanted me to do after was just like leave it in the desert.
We finished the beers. Let's see what they are.
You still have some, by the way. Or is that the color of
the color of them.
Oh.
I'm being attacked.
by the
This is
by the interviewee.
Joker's Wit. I'm trying to find the percentage. 7.4.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, it's a wit beer.
It's a wit beer. It's pretty good.
I didn't mind it.
It was really fruity.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a Hefeweizen. It's fruity, but then it doesn't get you drunk, and you're like, why?
I don't know, you're kind of drunk. All right, so your home is beautiful. Let's take a small tour of it and see some of your artwork that you have hanging out.
Oh, absolutely. You ready? All right, we're in the front room, and this is like a huge showcase of like Arizona artists. We got Abe Zuka, Mikey Jackson, OG Arizona. He lives in New York now. We got a couple. Melissa Waddell. She's a female paper artist. You'll see another piece from her later. Michael Rotenberry. He's from Kingman originally. Met him in Flagstaff. We lived together for a little bit. That's a commissioned piece of my late Pitbull Ferris.
R.I.P. Ferris.
R.I.P. Ferris. Over here we have some traditional art from Hopi Navajo artist. Eric Cox down here. We got back here in the corner. Oh yeah, sorry. Over here we've got this is original photos that Ryan Avery from Related Records or Hi, My Name is Ryan, Father's Day, Drunken Horny, like all these bands. He is also a photographer. He took this from a Treasure Mammal show at the original Trunk Space back in the day. So I gotta have some of that in here just to, you know, pay homage to the homecoming. There's Tato Caraveo. He's a really famous nationally famous muralist, but I have a couple pieces of his. And there's the other Melissa Waddell. It's a print of one of her paper cutouts of my favorite bird, the quail, with some of my favorite snoring cacti. Let's like transition into the.
Let's go check the dining room out.
In the dining room, here we go, with my printers drawers. And yeah, so this is the Arizona space.
I love your dining room.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like a small, intimate little room.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just Chris and me. We just need like a tiny table, like a little dinette set, and we're
good to go.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of the artwork up here is featured. Actually, like my dad found a lot of these pieces, but this is a commissioned portrait of my late father by the really amazing female artist and painter Kenosha Drucker. Like soon after my father passed away, Chris commissioned this really intimate. It's a painting from a photo that I took of my dad in high school, and it's like quintessential Arizona life with the cinder block wall.
The chair, the beer.
The chair, the beer in the overgrown grass.
The dad
the
shoes.
fucking dad shoes, the Nikes.
I love it.
The dad socks, the dad shirt.
Everything.
I added the hat.
And then just the gun.
And the gun. It's just a cap gun. It's like we're not like he definitely taught me how to shoot and stuff like that, but it's not like AKs and crazy shit like it is now.
It wasn't in the forefront.
No. Just like rifles and 22s and shit like that. Nothing too crazy. But like the other artwork you see around here is like all sourced from my dad. He went to the show of Joan Baez's at the U of A auditorium. Check out the ticket prices.
$2.50
to see Joan Baez.
Now it's like, oh, you want to spend $180?
Yeah.
Plus ticket fees.
Exactly. And like that's taken from a magazine. It's Jimi Hendrix.
On a horse.
On a fucking real live
horse.
Real ass horse with the rest of his homies. Before they played in Tucson. They were supposed to play at the U of A auditorium, but they sold out, so they had to move to the bowling alley.
The bowling alley.
The bowling alley, which had like a much bigger like Coliseum style. Yeah, I know. You think of the bowling alleys today.
Yeah,
you're like, where is he like playing on the lanes?
Playing on lanes with someone splitting a ball.
It was like pinball and bowling alleys, and the bowling alley on Speedway was enormous. So from what I know is like they were outside of like old Tucson, and Jimmy was like, yeah, we need a bigger venue. We need a bigger venue. We definitely need to get on a horse. I think it was maybe his first time on a horse ever.
Of course, in Arizona. Gotta ride horses here.
Yeah, exactly. When in Arizona. And just like some other pieces. Got like a map. My dad was a common like cave spelunker. He taught me how to like you know, look at old topography maps and be able to like figure out basically by topography like where mines would be and where good sources of minerals would be based on topography. So
That is really interesting.
these were in his office at the Department of Transportation for like 30 years. An old historical rendering of
Arizona.
Phoenix, downtown Phoenix.
Oh wow.
1889, I think, is the date
Nothing
for
there.
that. Nothing.
That is insane.
Look at that. Look how tiny she is.
Nothing.
Yeah. So this is like the whole Arizona wall.
The Arizona and your dad wall.
And my dad wall. Yeah. Yeah. The tribute
I
to
love
our
the
second generation.
I love the frame that he's encased in.
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
it so much. It just highlights him.
I got that frame from Ryan Avery. It had like a blue boy painting in it, and I was like, yeah, this is actually great for my dad.
This is perfect.
Super antique Navajo weave. I got that from my great grandfather. The first time he crossed over the Four Corners when he came here to visit my grandma. She went to the U of A, and that's kind of what started the whole Arizona heritage. My dad was born in the same hospital as me at Good Sam in 49, and yeah, it's a big source of pride for me. And there's like maybe one of the first photos of my father. He's like, I think maybe 5 months old in that picture with my grandma and his older brothers at the Grand Canyon.
He's a little guy.
So yeah, goes way back, and I'm pretty proud of it.
I love the wall.
Thank you. I do too. You want to check out the record room?
Let's go check out the record room.
All right, let's do it. So yeah, now we're in the record room. We got all
The
sorts
amount
of
records here is insane.
I know. Take a pic. Take a peek.
Takes a photo.
Check it out.
Yeah, Jizz, Jazz,
Jazz,
and
Jazz, and Jaws. Yeah. You got everything kind of organized out so that we can like quickly quickly source shit.
Get your uranium glass.
You know about it. You're into atomic shit.
Apparently. It's like,
Careful!
this could kill us all.
Some uranium glass. We'll put that back before
We'll put that back.
our fucking arms fall
Before
off.
you just see like static on the camera. What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was like, well, we're fucked.
So yeah, we got, it's quite the, it's quite the collection.
Organized so cleanly. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
I'm at a
yeah.
record store. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, otherwise Chris and I would have a hard time.
It's like,
figuring
all right,
it
I
out.
want to get this record.
Yeah, because he wants to if he's selecting, he's got to be able to pull stuff like real
Quickly,
fast. And then, for my own sanity, if he's buying something or I'm buying something, it's like, it's got to go in a designated spot or else we're never going to know. But
Everything
we have,
has a place.
Yeah, and everything has been discogged out. You know about discogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you put everything
We
in.
have, we're under Boogie Bungalow, I think.
I love
It's
that.
it's a joint Discog account. So when we're out, like Chris was just in New York, he
So
can buy something
You
and
can
put
look
it in,
and like see if you,
and I'll know
That you
if
get-
he's already bought it.
that's smart. So
And
you
then
guys don't,
I'm out, and
guys don't
I
buy
will
the same
buy
record. That's
Yes,
smart.
100%. Yeah.
That's smart.
And then like over here, we got his like whole spinning, his whole his whole spinning setup, his mixer. We got our classical and really antique stuff.
A full recording.
78s and these kind of guys. You ever seen an Edison reel?
No. What is that?
This is what they used to do. Invented by Edison. It's a record.
Is it?
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
How do you even play that?
With an Edison reel player. I don't have one.
It's like, do you have one?
But
Just casually?
it almost looks like a camera lens.
It does. That's what I was like. Is it a camera lens?
Yeah, no, it actually has, and they're all labeled. Like this one is
It's a 4-minute song.
Darky School Days original vaudeville sketch.
It is a.
So they use them a lot for ethnography, quick things like like theater reels one-track stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like forgetting the name, like ambient sketches of like a room, you know, to record somebody speaking. Somebody's speech would be
On that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Pawn Stars. They're going over like, all right, this is what this is. Rick is telling me what it is. I'm like, how much is it worth though?
Those are saying. Sometimes you find them around at antique stores. And here's some other like choice like pieces of art and stuff like that you wouldn't find on Pawn Stars, but you know, some of our pride and joy. We've got Tori, our old trumpet player. He was a mad skater in his day, and he's still currently like an amazing musician, producer, trumpeter. He played trumpet for J-Funk, and they featured him on one of their boards.
I love
back
it.
in the day.
I love the photo.
Yeah, me too. That's the old church down on Van Buren, just like south of Van Buren on 4th Avenue.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I used to spelunk that church when I was in high school. Yeah, but this is sort of like a tribute to a lot of Chris's stuff. You know, like a couple of Los Esplice successes when they got to open up for Kikagaku Moyo, and this was a screen print by Emily. Another really amazing. Emily Lou, she's like a screen printer, painter, green thumb lady like I am. Posadelic was like a Mexican festival that Los Esplice got to do with the OCs.
That's so cool.
And that's our buddy Pea Soup. He was
I love how it's just a portrait of him.
Yeah,
just a casual photo of him.
And this is one of the first albums from J-Funk. We had JJ Horner. He's out of Tempe. You might know him from Pyramid Country.
Yes.
And it's like the pyramid, the pyramid. Yeah, this was the album artwork for J-Funk, the Hierophant.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Let's go check out your band room, your rehearsal space.
Let's see where the magic happens.
Let's see where the magic happens.
We got everything.
Guitars,
that we
basses,
need. Pipa, oud, rabab, the anklung, surna, you know, everything that you
the 150
everything
instruments
that you would need to make the J-Funk shit and anything possible, you know. So yeah, and the clarinet's here. Would you like to try?
Let's do it.
Say it. Yes! Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay.
All right. Well, before we sit down, I gotta show you. Like, okay.
Okay.
A little bit about. You're gonna put your left hand here. Remember, let's see.
Cover the holes.
Oh yeah, you're natural. Cover the holes. And then these fingers also naturally cover the holes, and you got your own little. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You're like a natural.
Okay.
The only thing you gotta remember is when you're gonna play into it, you wanna seal around the mouthpiece, and the reed has to vibrate in order for the sound to come out. But don't worry about the fingerings. Don't worry about the fingerings. Just try to blow and make a sound.
Like, okay, you're a music teacher, so
yeah, exactly.
All right, let's sit down. Let's sit down. Okay. So.
All right.
Gotta moisten the lips. Okay.
Okay. What we're gonna do first, I'm just gonna hold the instrument. You let go. I got it. Now put the instrument in your mouth and just blow fast air. You're so close. Let go a little bit.
Okay.
Yes. You feel that? There it is. Now do it again. Take a deep breath. Nice. Okay. We're going to try a little trick here. I'm going to play the fingerings and you're just going to blow in. Now, because you're amazing, automatically you're able to do it. So that's fucking crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, you did this good. All right. Watch this. So you were actually able to make a tone, which most people cannot do on their first try.
I'm better at blowing
Sandy.
than I am at golf. I'm
Are
kidding.
you gonna cut that out?
I'm gonna cut that out. All
Okay,
right.
try and make a sound now. Faster. Let go a little bit. You should still be able to do it.
Jeez, it's so fucking hard.
This is incredible.
Dirty red. Holy shit. How did I do it the first time?
I don't know. Let me
Okay.
pull this down a little bit. Let me pull this down. Cut, right? Okay.
No, just keep going. Just keep going.
Let's try again. All right, now that I have it turned around, hopefully you'll be able to release a little bit of tension there, and then faster. I hear it. There it is. Aww. Breathe. Yeah! Sandy can fucking play the clarinet!
I just passed out. Like, you just see me like at the end.
Oh, good job.
Oh my god! I ran out of breath. I was like, oh fuck, how do you? Oh shit!
Yeah, it's hard, huh?
You're the teacher. That is way harder than I anticipate. I think you're just blowing up. It's a whole thing. Well, thank you for showing me
welcome.
how to play, and also for showing us your lovely space.
Yeah, dude.
It's been a pleasure.
The pleasure's all mine.
Is there anything you would like to say to the camera before we end the show?
Thank you to Small World and the community of Arizona for, breeding such wonderful, creative people. I love this town. Thanks, Sandy.
No, thank you.
And the Small World team.
We'll see you guys next time.